definitely a late night little session. Lord willing, we can go through the spirit real quick. Just a few precepts. Nothing too serious and nothing too long. Uh, let's share this YouTube. Shalom, shalom. Whoever joined in, man. Shalom, 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 shalom. Yeah. Anybody? Oh no, nobody on YouTube yet. I just want to just if you need, get your pens and papers out. You know, if you gotta line up precepts, you know, just gonna be out here giving out a little bit of sham. We'll give out. And don't mind my phone because it's definitely some brothers getting it in. Okay, so now we're about to just get into it. First and foremost, I would like to give our praises and honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakodash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahushai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Messiah. I want to give double honors for the elders that the Lord enable in this ministry. Um, starting with Abba Bibbins on down. The elders that sprouted and went to different congregations that's leading, the flock through spirit. Definitely double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Starting with Elder Tahir on down. They've been teaching the sense and milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and the prophecies, pushing 100% of the Lord's doctrine to the best of their ability. And the wives that's reverence their husband. Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in this faith. Lord willing, the brothers that's in these congregations, leaders, captains, soldiers, Lord willing, the Lord compel you to endure. Right? So I was, chilling, minding my business, and I ended up coming across Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it in KJV. You got a pillow upstairs? Use your own pillow. I might take that with me if I go upstairs. Um, it's just, man, it just hit me. I'm over here reading, and I just going through a scripture just to see if the motivation was real. The motivation was definitely real. So I'm gonna read. Let me see. Where should we start at? Right. I'll just start at verse 9 and read to 15. This is Ezekiel the 37th chapter. I don't know who on YouTube, if you can comment on there and say if you can hear me or not. This is Ezekiel the 37th chapter, verse 9. It says, Then said he unto me, prophesied unto the wind. And I just want to stop real quick. A lot of us, you want to make sure that, a lot of us do be trying to seek the attention while we teaching. I like to be able to actually speak to somebody while I'm teaching. I'm not going to lie. And even more, I like teaching the world regardless if somebody is listening right in front of me or somebody listening on behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord tell you to prophesy unto the wind, right? We should be seeking to just prophesy outside, right? It says, prophesy, son of man. He's talking to Ezekiel, and say to the wind, right? Thus saith Yahweh God, come from the four winds. Now you're gonna prophesy to the wind, and when it's telling come from the four winds, this is talking about the children of Israel. Come from the four corners that the Lord scattered you. But we talking about spiritually, right? Because when you come from those winds, when you come from those kingdoms, is you coming out of the philosophy, the doctrine, the way that they move, right? Let alone the sins that we do, right? Because iniquity is that double sin that we do, right? It's the sins on sins. Oh, breathe, no, oh, breathe, and breath upon these slain that they may live. Oh, breathe and breath upon these slain, right? So even we want the Lord to breathe that life upon the ones that are slain. We want the Lord to breathe the life in the ones that sleep, the ones that can't endure, the ones that sluggard, the ones that so-called brutish, right? So I prophesied as he commanded me, right? And the breath came unto them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. EGA, man, right? Um, so when you actually teach these words, when you actually teach the Bible in the correct form, knowing the history where you come from, you're breathing life into somebody. A lot of us don't understand. A lot of people is dying from heart attacks. You got the COVID. You got hearing about rumors of war. The Bible is so real that we're about to be ushering in the famine of the word, let alone famine of food. Sooner or later, Jacob's trouble. Yes, along with that, the mark of the beast, right? Before that, the hour of temptation. These are the things we have to prophesy so our people can get that breath of life into them and they can come and live, right? And that's just Hamashiach Yahushai. If you abide in him, if the Lord search your heart, knowing that eventually you're going to cleave unto him, the breath of life might come upon you, right? When I first started in this truth, I wasn't a C or a B student. Shoot, I damn there was a D, and an F student, right? The Lord was building me, right? It's another precept. It's another precept. I just want to go to Revelations 11. It's gonna go at the end of it. It's gonna go into some way different, but verse 11, the same way how it said they stood up on their feet. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life, who is life? Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world only calls Jesus the Messiah, right? From the Most High enter unto them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Let alone what we just read in Ezekiel, that's that exceeding great army, right? When you read it in we're gonna keep going down to verse 15, and then I'm gonna actually read. I'm gonna read verse 9 in the New Living. Nah. Shalom, our mind stayed upon Yahweh, all praises Khan. Right? Hey, and that's a good thing too, because when you get fed and you get that life upon you, you know what I'm saying? Your mind stay more onto Yahweh Shem Shai, because it's a, what is it called? The breath of life, that spirit that the Lord breathe upon you, it's the same spirit that is cleaved and abide in Yahweh Shem Shai. That's why it's gonna always go back and cleave to the Most High, right? It's the attraction, right? I don't know what the heck I'm doing over here. We're gonna read Ezekiel 37 and 9 in the New Living Translation, right? It say, then he said unto me, speak a prophetic message to the wind. So what's a prophetic message? The prophecies, the mark of the beast, you going into captivity. What's going to happen to the wicked? You getting beamed up, right? The second Exodus, going in the wilderness, right? Prophesied about Isaiah 3 and 7. I mean 3 and 24. Prophesied about what we doing right now. Dry bones. Gonna be living again, right? Race war, right? It's gonna be people out here saying that they're Christ and they're not. right? You have to speak a prophetic message to the wind. Son of man, speak a prophetic message and say, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Come, O breath from the four winds, breathe into these dead bodies so they may live again, right? The word is never stopping. The word ain't gonna stop for me and you, right? Let's read verse 10 in the New Living, right? It say, so I spoke the message as he commanded me, and breath came out, oh Salaki. So I spoke the message as he commanded me, and breath came into their bodies. They all came to life and stood up on their feet, a great army. So I just want people to know, when you are teaching the word and actually in truth, precept upon precept, and giving them the actual message, you have to know that this word is really flowing in them. It really goes right in them, especially if they drinking it or they're devouring it. Somebody that's devouring it, it would be somebody that's asking questions, let alone somebody that's reading scriptures, right? I seen brothers come to camp with a Bible and marker. They actually eating it and they're drinking it because they're hearing it, right? So you have to know, every time when you teach thus saith the Lord, you have to have the mind frame of knowing that it's going somewhere, right? Regardless if they believe it or not, right? Um, Verse 11, I'm going to read in the KJV and the New Living. It says, then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. And I know a lot of people be like, yo, God has done away with the Israelites. As soon as we get to the New Testament, that testament still goes into a covenant, right? So the same ones that had the old covenant is the same ones that's going to be ushered into the new covenant. It's just more smooth understanding. Hamashiach Yahushua is going to clear things up, right? In this right here, our faith is going to be ever more tested, because right in this time, right, faith becomes that stumbling block real soon, right? Because you hear the prophet of Isaiah, Jeremiah, and even judges and prophets before was speaking of that great Messiah, Hamashiach Yahushua. But we have to know that these dry bones is the house of Israel. So your grandmother, your father, your cousin Ray Ray, your niecey Pooh, Levette, right? Whoever is your auntie, your cousin that's watching right now, 30, 34, 60, 16, 17, however age they is, they are the dry bones. Regardless, if you're in the truth and you say that you are and you trying to build yourself up, but you are woke, you have to know your cousins, your aunt, your other family members, your friends, even if you a man and you pursuing a girl and she's not fully in the faith, she is dry bones. So even when we get in a relationship, we want to have a plan to speak life, right? It said, behold, they say our bones are dried, right? And only the ones that want to get in this truth, that's hungry, like, man, I've been lied to, right? The ones that have been lied to and seen that they're stuck in a ditch, those are the ones that's going to say, our bones are dried, right? Our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts, right? And a lot of us was searching knowledge during the time we was in the world through the spirit. Your temple, your spirit was cleaving onto Yahweh Shema Shai and didn't even notice. But through the spirit, you are knowing that you were dry, right? Let's read it in the New Living Translation. You know, I know y'all probably understand it after I just read it in the KJV, but it's just exciting, right, to continue to keep hearing it. So in the NLT, it say, then he said to me, Son of man, Ezekiel, these bones represent the people of Israel, right? And I just want to clarify it again, right? They are saying, we have become old, dry bones. All hope is gone. Our nation is finished. Now, when you really look at the whole ministry and the spiritual aspect, we have become old, right? Look at us now. We think we in a new age. No, we're old. Because you know why we old? Because we're bringing back old bullshit. Buddha, Hinduism, that Muslim stuff, right? That same sex spirit, that Egypt mythology, the Greek, the Roman. We bringing all of that back, right? The old man, your forefathers have sinned. That man, we were supposed to keep that with them. But we're the same rebellious nation. Our nation is finished. All hope is gone. All our hope is gone. That faith is gone. That ambition, that motivation. A lot of us is motivation to get money. We motivated to get money, get a bad bitch with a fake butt, right? But you're finished. You're really technically finished because you have no hope. Guess what? Guess what the black and Latinos don't got? We don't have an army. What's your army? The streets and the hood? Where you get your guns from? You don't got no bombs. Me and you don't even got an army fleet. Go look at Solomon. Solomon had an army. We don't have an army. We don't have a pharmacy. We don't have people coming together making our own type of medicine, our own damn lotion, right? Making our own TV companies, our own entertainments. We don't got none of that. Our hope is lost. Our nation is freaking finished. We ain't finished if we got the scriptures to comfort us, right? Let's go back up. Verse 12. It says, therefore prophesy unto them. So we supposed to prophesy. Prophecy, therefore prophesy and say unto them. Prophesy, you're going to predict the future, what's to come. Moses prophesied to Israel real quick. After I'm gone, how much more sin you're going to do. And guess what? Israel fell onto more sin when the ghost left, when he gave up the ghost. Thus says Yahweh, God, behold my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel, right? The graves is dead. That grave is sleep, right? Technically, in real reality, it's the men and the women that actually died for the name of Yahweh Shemashai that he will be raising up from the grave. But a lot of us is sleep. We're in the when people die, what do they normally say? They sleep, right? So the Lord is going to really basically wake us out of sleep. Romans the 13th chapter, verse 11, right? And I'll read it. I'll read this too in the New Living Translation, right? It says, therefore prophesy to them, saying, this is what the sovereign Lord says, on my people. I will open your graves of exile, right? The exile of what you went. You went into Babylon. You went to Assyria. You went to the Greeks. You went into the Romes. Of course, you went to to Ishmael, the Arabs, and the Africans. Then you came to America and you went four corners of the damn earth. This is an exile, right? He will open up your graves of exile and cause you to rise again. We're going to rise back into the spirit. We're going to rise back into our ways. A lot of us is going back into the commandments, rehearsing the righteous acts. A lot of us is going to go back and double up into our faith. A lot of us is going to seek the knowledge and study to improve ourselves, right? It's then I will bring you back to the land of Israel. So first, we have to be risen up in our exile before we can even go to our land. So right now, Israel is being risen up, but there's a lot of y'all that don't want to be risen up. A lot of y'all don't care, and then you want to know why. Why brothers not going back to Africa? Why would I want to hurry up and go there unless Yahweh Shai take me out of this place and take me there? But me just going is never going to stop the prophecies that's going to come here. I want to see this joint be destroyed. I want to see the tribulation. Some of us think we're going to leave and it's going to be better, right? We got to have on our mind to get that breath of life, right? If you're not occupied in these prophecies, I don't know what the hell you in, right? Verse 13, it says, ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. So he brought you out of your exiles, right? And shall put my spirit in you, right? That sounds like abiding in you, and ye shall live, right? And we already know, we can live in Mashiach Yahushai because he is life, right? And I shall place you in your own land. What is that land? Jerusalem, Zion, Yasharalem, right? A lot of us don't know where we come from, but the mother home is Jerusalem. We're going to go back. Everybody, I don't care what nation you is, you can go back to your own land. Israel, I'm just letting you know, your reward is your going back into your own property. Like when you play Monopoly, you own property. We have our own possession, our own property. Then shall ye know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it and performed it, says Yahweh. Just because I'm teaching it, I'm not the one that's going to perform taking you out of this place and taking you to your land. It's going to be Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? And the Lord showing you is his power because the Lord calls us to go and teach. If you believe in the ministry, you want the actual truth, the Lord will feed you the truth. And all you have to do is vomit and recycle this so somebody else can gurgitate and give that to the people, right? Verse 15, the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, and then it goes on, reunion of Judah and Israel. And if you even see in, because that title, it actually goes into this, Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, the 5th verse, it says, behold, that days come, says Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch. That righteous branch is a Mashiach Yahushai, and a king shall reign and prosper and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is the name whereby he shall be called the Lord of righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that they shall no more say, Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all countries, whether I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. This is the prophecy we are waiting for to be taken out of this damn wicked ass kingdom into our own homeland, right? We want to be able to rejoice of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? And this is why I believe it's First Thessalonians, right? 5th chapter. Which verse is it? We're gonna start at verse 16, because after we just read about prophesying, you know what I'm saying, and the bones waking up, when you actually wake up, verse 16, rejoice evermore. You want to rejoice at the simple fact the Lord sent a prophet to actually teach you and prophesied unto you, right? That means the Lord was thinking of you. That means the Lord had you in his heart, right? And that's the Lord showing he love you, man. Especially if he give you a chance to wake up, right? So you got to rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing, right? So we should never want to stop praying. Praying should be the first and the last thing or in between your day that you want to do, right? Having a conversation with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? It say, and everything give thanks, for this is the will of the Most High in Hamashiach Yahushai concerning you. Regardless if you're not even in this truth, but you believe that Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that Yahweh sent his only begotten son to die for you, right? You slowly might not be here, but throughout life, we got to be giving thanks to Yahweh. But when you really sincere, the Lord will be moving you closer to him, right? A lot of us will say that we thankful, but in action, you don't see the Lord planting that spiritual seed. We just saying, we thankful. So that's why when you even wake up and you come in this actual ministry, the walk that the Most High would say, the narrow path, we should be giving thanks to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the mercy he had upon us, right? Verse 19, quench not the spirit. And you hearing about prophecies, you reading, you studying to prove yourself. This is a way to not quench your spirit. You a little down, you a little sad. Before you go tell your homies and your sister, this is why. And the only one to really get your spirit back is Yahweh Shai. Let alone a like-minded brother the Lord might use to spark your spirit back. And if he's dwelling with the Lord, that spirit that's in him, that was Yahweh Shai, because man's going to the Lord. Verse 20, despise not prophesying, right? So me and you should not despise prophesying. Or I got to do a sit down, or I got to prophesy to the wind, right? Let alone do not despise hearing prophecies, right? A lot of us don't even care about that, man. We want to just hear goody goody tutu, right? I know some people that they love Christ, they want to hear about, but they don't want to hear about war or death, right? Well, I'm gonna let you know, Yahweh Shai, he's definitely coming, right? These last two verses, verse 21, it says, prove all things. And we wanted to prove that us as men, we should be breathing the life into these dry bones, into the whole house of Israel. I didn't have to go to mad precepts to show you this goes into the house of Israel, because it explained it in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, verse 11. So we are proving it, and we holding fast to these things that a lot of our brothers and sisters do not have the breath of life in them. Verse 22, abstain from all presence of evil, right? And the only way you do that is to submit to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. When you see an evil spirit, and hey, you might not be able to cast it out, right? It might not run at your presence. First thing, call on the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Vashem Kakodash. If those things don't work, man, stop doing what you're doing and go face the east and pray. Shoot, or if it another, you can go read. But the best thing is walking your butt away from it, right? You know what I'm saying? Abstain from all appearance of evil. Yo, I was gonna make that my last one, but I can't. Right? Let me see. Right. So I'm Psalms 1, chapter 1, verse 4 say, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. When you go in verse 3, it shows you that me and you are supposed to be planted by that river that's flowing of water. That river is Hamashiach Yahushai, right? Let alone, it's the ministry. You ain't talking about a physical, actual water, but it's a good analogy. But Yahweh Shema Shai is that water. Any water that's that river that's moving, that means it's living. So who's living? Yahweh Shema Shai. So we gotta be planted. Just like if you was to go in the scripture and hear about the Garden of Eden, the actual Garden of Eden where Adam and Eve was at, it was near four rivers, like four main rivers, because that area that they were near, it had a good flow. It was plentiful, right? It was plentiful. All the plants, everything was getting as much nutrients, minerals from the water. It was getting fed, right? And it was planted near that. It was planted near rivers, Euphrates, the Tigris, the Pashan, damn near the Nile. How the whole thing orchestrate, right? It comes together. So we have to be planted near living water, but the ungodly are not. This is why they deal with certain things. This is why we look in the industry and you see a whole bunch of wicked, because they're planted near dry land, no water, no minerals. They're planted in a damn desert with no leaves. You know what I'm saying? It say, therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. So they're going to be consumed, right? They're not going to be able to stand. It's just the same way when your body hurting, your feet might be hurting, your ankle messed up, and you got to sit your butt down. It's going to get so real. The wicked, I'm telling you, the unrighteous, the ungodly, the wicked, we are going to regret, especially the other nations. You're going to regret just saying F the Lord, right? Verse 6, for Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous. The Lord already knows the ways. He know what you gonna do, what you didn't do, what you gonna do by the time Hamashiach Yahushua come, right? Because man's going to the Lord, right? The Lord direct the steps of the righteous, let alone the wicked, but he directs the steps of the righteous. But the way of the ungodly shall perish, right? You're gonna perish if you walk in ungodly, man, godless, right? So, this is the actual last one, just to go off the Ezekiel 37. This is St. Matthew, the 4th chapter, verse 4. It says, "But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, the food that's in your house. You shouldn't be living by that alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God." So me and you, if the Lord's saying we should be fasting, because it builds your spirit for awareness. It helps to keep those demons off of you that you got, right? Let alone if the Lord telling you to read, the Lord telling you, wait, do the things, serve me with all your heart, mind, and soul. You have to go search what the Lord require you to celebrate and what not to celebrate. If you're going to eat every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh, because the Most High gives you everything what you can do and what you can't, what you can eat and what you can't eat, what you can lay with and what you can't lay with. Right? The Lord gave you the blueprint. We can't say that He can't. But if you go by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh, that means you're reading. That means you're searching, because the Lord ain't just giving it on your lap. You're not Yahweh Shai. So me and you have to go search the scriptures. And this is my last verse. And I always keep saying it. And the spirit will be like, nope, you got to go here. So since we just said that, this is the last one. This is Isaiah, the 34th chapter, verse 16. Any man, any woman that wants to build a relationship with the Lord, you want to get saved when the nukes come, you want to be protected during Jacob trouble, you want all these dang things in order to know how to move, in order to know how to build up your faith, your character. Seek out of the book of Yahweh, which is the Bible, with the whole Apocrypha, King James 16:11, and read, right? No one of these shall fail. So if you read, it's not going to fail. If you apply it, it's not going to fail, right? None shall want her mate. Come on, man. Right? For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit have gathered them. Right? It should be a whole bunch of brothers and sisters gathering together for this ministry, man. As soon as the word come out, right? I'll read in the NLT. It says, search the book of Yahweh and see what he will do. Not one of these birds and animals will be missing, and none will lack a mate. For Yahweh has promised this. His spirit will make it all come true. Right. The WEB, seek out of the book of Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail. So not one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For the mouth have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered it. It's just, I'm trying to make sure that word, trying to see that word. Right. Damn, that's crazy. Even say in the DBY, search ye in the book of Yahweh, not Jehovah, and read. Not one of these shall fail. One shall not have to seek for the other. Right? Right? One shall not have to seek for the other. Guess what? Yahweh should not have to seek for you, seeking what you're doing. Guess what? We have to seek Yahweh, because it said in the verse, right? Not one of these shall fail. One shall not have to seek for the other. It's plain. So the Lord shouldn't be having to seek what you're doing as you doing my will. No, you should already be seeking in the book of Yahweh and read to know what he wants you to do. Because when the Lord see you, he know you doing what he wants you to do. Right? That's a beautiful one, man. Right? One shall not have to seek the other. That's where it say none will lack a mate. Right? Because it shall only It should only be it should be one seeking one. This is not both of you hide and both of you seek. No, one of us gotta seek. One of us is gonna hide because the Lord been hiding himself, right? But now the mystery is hidden in you. Me and you do not remember this. We gotta go seek it. Seek it to come back into remembrance. And that's where you go into Baruch, the second chapter, verse 30. You know, in the land of our captivity, they shall remember, right? And the only way we can do this is if we search the scriptures, because we them same people that don't want to hear, because we don't want to hear prophecies. Our brothers is trying to speak life into you, like, no, just let me die. That's how it is, man. Lord willing, that was edifying. Lord willing, it was motivating. I love y'all to the moon, never back. Death to America, death to Esau, Kwame Sharella, Yahweh Shemal Shai, Barakatham is your brother, Dargabar, Shalom. Sorry, y'all.